Hello and welcome to the second edition of Blues Tube. This week it's a playoff special as we talk to Southend United manager Phil Brown ahead of the playoff clash with Burton Albion. We also chat to the Southend fans ahead of the game and look back at previous playoff campaigns with Southend United legendary captain Kevin Maher. To start off with this week, we catch up with Southend United manager Phil Brown and get his views on the semi-final against Burton Albion.
I'm excited, for one reason and one reason only, because of the group of players that I'm working with. They're a fabulous group. I think they've been behind myself, Dave and Coco all season. They've took on board everything that we've given them. We've thrown a lot of new stuff at them and they've bought into it. It's quite easy for players to down tools if you're not in the team, but every player that's had an opportunity to come on and do something have normally grabbed the shirt. And we've said, when you're in the team, play well enough to stay in the team, and I think a lot of players have done that, none more so than the current starting 11, who's kept the same shirt and the same formation and the same team basically over the last 9, 10, 11 games.
Southend United's fans have also been snapping up tickets ahead of the semi-final. We catch up with their fans for views of the game. What are you expecting ahead of the playoffs now? How confident are you?
Fairly confident. I thought today was a good, confident game against, I thought, what was a poor Burton side. I understand they rested 5 players.
Yeah, that's right.
Which those 5 players will have to be pretty decent to beat us, I think, in the playoffs.
And what are you expecting of Southend in the playoffs?
Well, I'm hoping that they will get a draw up there and beat them down here.
Confident?
Fairly confident, yeah. We've beaten them twice this season, home and away, 1-0. The problem is we don't score many goals, as you well know, Chris.
And yourself?
I think if you can hold them here, they do well here. They've got a good defence here, these 2 centre-backs. They play very well here, Southend. And I think that's what happened. You'll beat over the 2 legs.
So how confident are you of Southend doing well in the playoffs?
I'm quite confident, to be fair. I think we'll just about sneak through. Just about.
And why gives you that confidence? Why do you think?
I think our record against the top teams out of the whole league is just unbelievable. And I think that'll just give us the edge to get through.
And back to Wembley, if we got there, how many fans do you reckon that we might take this thing?
I reckon at least 20,000. At least 20,000.
To finish off this week, we chat to Southend United's most successful ever captain, Kevin Maher. We take a look back with him at previous playoff campaigns, and he also picks his best ever Southend United 11, made up of his teammates from his 10 years at Roots football. So first of all, Kev, how good is it to be back at Southend?
Yeah, delighted, obviously. I'm just helping out at the minute the youth team, so I'm getting experience and learning loads while I'm here, and it's the route I want to go down, coaching, whatever age group, and I'm learning loads with the youth team and learning the ins and outs of how it works, because it's so different as a player. You're a bit blinkered to all that goes on, really, so learning loads and enjoying it.
And brought back some good memories coming back to Boots and Laces?
No, it has, yeah. Changed a little bit, obviously. A bit different, obviously, the setup and that, but yeah, some good memories, and to be here for 10 years and to see the place again, still some familiar faces around the place as well, so good to see everyone.
And you've seen the first team a few times as well since you've been back. What have you made of the current Southend side?
From what I've seen, they look very strong. The squad, I think, is more than capable of going up. A little bit of luck in the playoffs, a little bit of rub of the green, and there's no reason why they shouldn't do. I've seen, defensively they look very solid. So many clean sheets, that 20 I think is it. So if we can, more than enough to go up from what I've seen anyway.
And when you look back at your own Southend career, what are the highlights that spring to mind for you?
Yeah, well, obviously you say the playoffs, so the Lincoln game where we managed to get out of League 2 after more or less throwing it away at Grimsby. So that was a particular highlight. Then winning the league the year after, because I don't think anyone expected us to. People were thinking we'd just survive League 1, but we managed to go on a run, and the momentum carried on to win the league. That was definitely the highlight of the year. There's so many when you look back, but it's hard to pick out just 1 or 2. So, but they're the obvious ones, I think.
You mentioned the players. What do you feel is needed to get promotion through the players as the current Southend side will be trying to do?
It's difficult. I think you need a little bit of luck to go with. You've got to get the results. Performances are almost secondary. It's the results that get you through. from what I've seen, I think we're strong enough to win them. You know, and I think the experience there in the camp, the manager's been through it. I know some of the players have been through it, so I think that stands in good stead. I think, you know, the players, the fans, and the crowd will be there, and I think that'll make a big difference, especially at home. I've had the experience at Wembley, obviously, with the Johnson's paint as well. So there's plenty there to give us hope that we can easily, go up.
And that little bit of luck, did we have that with the penalty that
No,
year,
yeah, exactly.
Nicky Nicolau?
No, exactly. And I think when you look back at the games, there's always little details that, you know, when you look back and you think, oh, that was a massive moment. And you look at the penalty, was one that went our way. I know Flabs made an unbelievable save right in the last minute with the second leg, I think.
Yeah.
So they're, you know, little bits that you probably need to go your way.
And was it hard to get up for the playoffs that year? Because we've been in the top three for quite a long time, maybe even missed out on the last day. Was it quite hard to sort of get yourself back up just a few days later?
Yeah, it was. In a way, it was, but I think we had a strong group. You know, we had a lot of characters in the squad. I think that's what probably carried us over the line within the playoffs. You know, as you say, we should have gone up automatically. You know, I think the Grimsby game, as I said, was one where we thought we'd done enough. The message coming out onto the pitch was that we were okay, but then that changed again, and suddenly we were chasing a goal, you know. So, but yeah, I think you need characters. I think they've got enough characters in the squad this year. I think, you know, you get over disappointments, and you just have to concentrate on the next game.
And you still in touch with anyone from your time?
No, yeah, still speak to a few lads. I mean, I know Spinner's in Australia, so he's a long way. I spoke to him a few times. But, you know, you obviously still see players around the place, and you bump into each other. And everyone within that group is, you know, it was like the mates really. It's going in every day and playing with your mates. So that was the most enjoyable thing of it all, I think. I've got to go with Flabs. Flabs was here for quite a number of years when I was here, and I think he went through a period where it was unbelievable. For about 4 or 5 years, and you know, he left the club, came back again. He was brilliant. I know people maybe talk about size and that, but you know, as long as the keeper keeps it out of net, you don't care how tall or how small they are, you know what I mean? And he's done that better than anyone when I was here. So I'll go with Simon Francis. He was here for a couple of years when I was here, and he was still very young when he came to Anna, and he played in the Championship, and for a right back he was 6'2", quick, had everything. And I think what you see now is, you know, he's doing really well at Bournemouth, and he just lacks a little decision making, just a little bit of experience that he's obviously got now, and you know, he's shown more than what he's capable of then, but often it's now. And you could see it within him then, that he had everything to go to play very high in the league. We're going to have to go for my old mate Spinner.
He paid you?
Yeah, he paid me just to email me from Australia. But he's Spinner's brilliant. Obviously he was one of the older statesmen then, and he could still play, and you know, he's done brilliantly for the 2 years that he came, and even in the Championship he was still playing. So yeah, I've got to go with Spinner, because it wouldn't be worth the grief if I left him out.
And who would you put alongside him?
I'd have to put Adam Barrett. You know, the two of them, when they worked together, played very well, and you know, had scored so many important goals from centre half as well. Served the club ever so well, so definitely you have to put Adam in. It's another difficult one. I was looking at Stevie Hamill, or I played with Nathan Jones here, who done very well during my time here, and he moved on to Brighton. So I'd probably go with Nathan, just great athlete, and give that little hitch kick. Yeah. So that probably swung river dance. Yeah, river dance on the ball. So I'll go just with him. I know Jamal Cameron Rice came in and done very well. So I'll probably go with Jamal. You know, tricky, loads of pace, loads of ability, and you know, something that did a bit different. That could produce something out of nothing. So he was a good lad as well, Jamal. Really bought into everything we've done here. So yeah, I'd go with Jamal. Central.
You can pick yourself if you want.
Can I pick myself? Yeah. Just makes it
might
easier.
Get a game,
might get a game now, yeah. Someone, I need legs around me then, don't I? I need runners. In midfield, I played with so many. It's weird because me and Luke Guttridge, I thought we've done very well. We went up from League One. I played with Alan McCormack, who I enjoyed playing with. So there's a few, but probably I'll go with Gus. Just for that year we had League One. We were settled, and you know, he used to push on a bit in front of me and, you know, join the front a little bit more than I did. I could sit and just play from there, so I think we had a good partnership in that year. If I ain't go for me mate, Mark Gower, used to drive in together every day, so I couldn't leave him out, but just great ability, like, and you could almost guarantee 10, 15 goals a season, you know, usually in double figures from the left wing. Could go either way, left or right. And it's gone on to do brilliant, you know, to get the move to Swansea as he did, and just, you know, he went on again. I think that showed he's probably more suited to playing higher up. I think where he come from was Tottenham, and you know, the technical ability he had showed that when he was surrounded by better players again, that he could go again, you know. So yeah, I think Mark, you know, without doubt, had to go with Freddie, obviously. Just when he come in, you know, I remember him coming in training and he's doing things off the cuff and just scoring goals, and he had this unbelievable strike on him. And just, you know, since that first game at Swansea, he just took off the moment he was here. And I think, you know, every team needs someone who's going to produce something from nothing, and I think Fred done that. And I think where we had a good group, I think he took us to, you know, the next stage with his goals, and I think that's all we needed just to finish off the team, really. And to score the number of goals he did during that first period was brilliant. And you know, Fred, even if it was a close game, he produced something out of nothing. You know, and you go on to win the game, and you win it comfortably in the end. And I think that's what he brought to the team.
And who would you have alongside him?
That was a difficult one, really. But that's Sean Goater, I think, for that season that he brought to us. Just another great character, really. And he probably didn't score as many goals as people remember, because obviously I think Wayne Gray done a good job for us as well during that period. But Goat, just for, you know, a great character to have around the place. Loved coming in every day. Had that smile on his face. Do you know what I mean? And some impressive man boobs as well. So, but he was another great lad, and you know, to come towards the end of his career and still be so infectious and to have around the place was brilliant.
So man, that's great.
No problem.
Thank you very much.